Hi Granny. I thought I'd give you a tour of the Naworth house garden just so you can see how it compares to your garden and vegetable patch as we approach the peak growing season. I don't quite know how well you remember Naworth House, but perhaps you can remember it from this vantage point. And that's how the main lawn obviously looks. We'll start our whistle-stop tour with a look at the wall, which I rebuilt and weeded out several years ago, and now is looking pretty good. There's the Aubrietia, which is probably due to end fairly soon, but looking quite good for the moment. I've bought what's called Asiatic lilies, which spend a long time doing nothing, flower briefly and then conk out. That's what's called Japanese bloodgrass, which is now rather overgrown by the roses. Do like the roses, they seem to be able to withstand anything. That hosta goes mad, a great hit. Really pleased with that. There's quite an interesting little spiky fella there called a festuca, which looks a bit like a punk rocker, and I do like those osteopomums. Unfortunately though, they're only annual, so I haven't gone mad and bought loads of them this time round. So, let's take you to this bit first of all. This is the new herb patch. As you know, Jenny is now doing what's called aromatherapy, which is basically massage with essential oils from plants. What I'm trying to do in this patch is to grow aromatic herbs which you can use to decorate the massage parlour and also possibly to give as bouquets to customers as they leave the parlour. So we've got things like verbena over there, obviously lots of lavender, one called hyssop, and I've also got a curry plant, which I don't know how much, I don't know if she'll use that much, but it might be useful for my dishes. And then over here, this is the more culinary side of the patch with the old favourites of the flat leaf parsley, curly parsley, oregano, and two types of thyme, and a whole load of chives that have been going forever. Right, now here's the pride and joy, for the moment at least. This is the vegetable patch. It's the time of year when it's easy to be enthusiastic about gardening because everything's new and fresh, and you're putting all the plants in and full of anticipation for their yields come the autumn. Then when it gets to about August time, normally you're getting a bit bored of it and you're looking forward to when the fruits stop fruiting and you can let everything weed over. For now though, I'm enthusiastic. Over there we've got some sugar snap peas, trying some garlic this year. And then we've got the spinach, Lollo Rosso lettuces, wild rocket, and various other types of lettuces. Now you'll recognise these, of course, good old broad beans, can't go wrong with them. Now I'm rather proud of this netting arrangement. It's to protect the broccoli, which the birds have shown far too much of a liking towards in recent years. You don't really need to be that clever making frames for netting. As I saw in a garden I went to in Leeds last year, all you need to is just suspend it, and you can just use cheap plastic netting as well, and that seems to be doing pretty well so far, and it's fairly grief free. You do have to remove it quite delicately when you're weeding, but I'm rather pleased with that. This is a more elaborate frame that I've yet to cover in the plastic netting because the plants for the strawberries have yet to start appearing, but the strawberries do grow in great profusion. You can see there how they've self-seeded at the side of the frame, so I've got substantially more than I originally planted, and they come on in great abundance in time for the Wimbledon season, and we're looking forward to them. Then we've got the raspberries, which have been a great hit as well. Never quite know how to prune back raspberries, and I think I over prune them rather, but again they grow in great profusion, no weeds, and we all like them, so that's a great hit. I'm planting there, you can see sweet corn. Now sweet corn is good insofar as it requires very little weeding and they look really impressive, but the catch is that you need to have a really good summer for them to actually you know, make any good plants that you can eat. Often they kind of like finish before they're ready to be eaten. I've also bought loads of sweet corn. I've got some over there, some over here as well, so we're going to have a great, you know, bushes of them hopefully come September time. And over here I've got a rather dad-like collection of cane pyramids for growing beans. I've got some more beans, broad beans there, and I'm going to be planting some French beans or green beans on those two cane pyramids once the plants have grown. Talking of which, let's just take you through to my little mini nursery, which is largely now done its job, to be honest. And there we have the green beans that will be going in those canes, and yet more broad beans, a couple of lonely sweet corns that I don't know what to do with, and then just a couple of weeks ago I got my tomatoes in, including I think one strain that comes out as purple and one that comes out as black, so it'll be interesting to see what they look like on the dinner table come the end of the summer. So that's just about it. I hope that wasn't too boring, but anyway, it gives you a flavour for what's going on in the garden. Well, finally, my rockery. Now I'm really envious of your rockery, Granny, or your heathery knoll as you call it, and in particular the way that all your heathers completely cover it. And now there are quite a few bare patches on mine, and I've put little alpine plants in place like that one and like that one, and then this little fella here called Bacopa, but I don't think they're going to provide the same sort of cover as your heather does. I mean, I have some heather there, but really I want it to cover the whole thing, and I'm struggling a bit. This sedum does grow very well, and it also flowers late in summer, so I quite like that. But as I say, I do aspire to have a knoll as heathery as yours. And we finish with a close-up of this statue which Jenny got for her yoga. Obviously it's a statue of Buddha, and yoga is an Eastern type discipline, so he sits rather appropriately and cheerfully in that position overlooking the garden. So I hope you enjoyed Gardens World from Naworth House. We'll be back at the same time next week or next month or whenever I feel moved to make another film.